Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Big parking problems continuing at this ramp downtown. The city telling us that the elevator issues, they were taken care of. But those who park here every day, they have a different story.
80's all green on the radar now, but will we be the part of Michigan that is shoveling by Friday?
Okay, Ben, but first, a dangerous chase through the streets of Detroit and Hamtramck ends in an epic takedown. And now the officer who made the arrest is sharing her story with Local 4. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. That chase weaved through Detroit's east side and Hamtramck for about 25 minutes.
All part of a possible kidnapping investigation. But take a look from Sky 4's police chased that dark blue transit van across yards through a very tight residential neighborhood. And each time the driver managed to get away. That
is until she got off onto I-75 in Caniff, where she was tackled and taken into custody by Hamtramck police officer Nicole Jabor.
Let's get out to Steve Garagiola. Steve, I guess originally police thought there may have been a child in that car, right?
Yeah, and that's really when this morning things were very tense, because at first they thought they were dealing with a child abduction, and that got a lot of response from a lot of jurisdictions. And then in the end, you had that Hamtramck police officer who, if this had happened in the fall, had a move that might have qualified for the NFL Play of the Week. The chase started with a call to police that got a response from multiple units.
Our dispatch called us to a chase in Detroit regarding a possible child abduction. So my partner and I started going towards the chase.
Hamtramck officer Nicole Jabor will play a key role in this drama in a few minutes. The woman driving the van led police on a chase at times on the freeway at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour. Then through neighborhoods, jumping curbs and front lawns. Did police consider breaking off the pursuit?
In this case, having a child involved, possible abduction, there was no way.
It turns out the woman driving was alone in the vehicle. At Caniff and the I-75 service drive, Detroit and Hamtramck police had her boxed in.
Her tires started wobbling, so she started losing a little bit of control, but we were right on her. There was a Detroit police car who got right in front of her and was able to stop her. I knew she was about to bail out of the car on foot, so once I saw her bail, I started running for her and I tackled her.
Hey, don't be modest, officer. That was an NFL quality sack. Nicole says she's been involved in chases, but this is the first one she personally ended with a takedown.
This is my first tackle in a chase.
Did you surprise yourself at all?
I did. I got up and I was like, whoa, that was pretty cool.
That's right. That was pretty cool, Nicole. That was quite a takedown. Bottom line is there was no child involved. That was the good news, but the police always erring on the side of caution in that regard. The woman driver remains in custody, and Officer Jabor does have a dry cleaning bill. Her pants got pretty muddy. Hopefully the department will help her out with that. Devin, Kimberly.
That's a lot more fun than the usual. I approached at a high rate of speed to apprehend the suspect. But I'm curious as to, was there maybe some hockey or any sports background there? Because that was, as you said, a pretty elite takedown.
Well, and it wasn't. You know, she's a very petite woman, but she said no, when she was young, she would wrestle with her brother, but actually growing up, she was much more into music and theater. So no, sports was not part of it. But don't mess with Officer Jabor.
Absolutely not. All right, good stuff, Steve. Wow.
Hopefully the Lions are looking at that.
Yeah,
You can maybe protect Matthew Stafford on the offensive line.
We would like to get a break from these gray skies, but nothing soon, huh?
Yeah, we've got even more rain on the way. Let's get over to Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Kim. We've got our hands full in the weather department here between now and the end of the work week. We've got a lot to discuss. First, the last of these sprinkles are still hanging around, mainly up towards I-69 in the north zone. As these exit, that'll be the least of our concern. We're turning our attention to snow as we get into Thursday. The center part of the state already under winter storm watches, and it looks like that snow is going to spread into southeast Michigan, and we may be seeing enough to get the shovels out by Friday morning. I'm not lying here. This is early estimates where we could see more than an inch in parts of the area, especially in our north and west zones. So that trek to go to the ballpark on Friday morning may be a little bit more treacherous than we anticipated. Temperatures tonight will be in the 40s, still breezy out there. We'll look at the winds and see what the rest of the week holds in the 7-day forecast coming up. Kim.
Hey, Ben, a missing 3-year-old girl who triggered an alert from the Michigan State Police is home safe and sound after her non-custodial father, the man you see here, decided to return her. Well, now he's turned himself into police. Let's get to Mara McDonald. She's live right now. Mara, he is probably in a lot of trouble right now.
Kimberly, heaps of it. Let me take you through it.
Calling the case of People versus Brent Allen Owings.
Brent Owings took off with his daughter in the middle of the night on April 2nd and triggered an endangered child alert from the Michigan State Police. Police say he took his 3-year-old and took off, but ultimately returned his daughter around 3:30 this morning in Clarkston. He then decided to turn himself in and has been cooling his heels in the Oakland County Jail ever since.
This is a felony, more commonly known as home invasion in the first degree.
Today he appeared in front of a judge who started reading off the multiple charges he's facing, including home invasion, assault, larceny, and domestic violence, 3rd offense. Police say Owings took his daughter on Sunday, but ultimately returned her early this morning unharmed. Now he's facing significant jail time if convicted on all the charges, stemming from his problems with his daughter's mother.
Do you understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Back here live, the judge was so unamused by what she heard from pretrial services as far as the history in this case that she gave Owings a $500,000 bond with no 10% cash option. Kimberly Devin, back to you.
Well, Mara, you mentioned quite a few charges that he's facing. You didn't say anything about charges for taking the girl. What about those charges?
Right. Pending, Kimberly, everything that you heard him in the courtroom today, that is taking his daughter in the middle of the night. So he's got all that, and then we'll see what prosecutors come up with going forward.
Yep. Okay, more to come. All right, Mara, thank you. On Detroit's east side, an investigation is underway there after a body was found early this morning.
Body of a man in his 50s found on Goulbourne near 7 Mile and Shaner. No one is sure exactly yet how the body got there or what happened. The cause of death still unknown, but police continue to try to gather information around the incident. Prayers are still being sent for 2 Good Samaritans hurt while they were trying to help car crash victims on I-96. A group of teens had flipped their Jeep on Sunday, and 2 people stopped to help, 17-year-old Sean English and Dr. Cynthia Ray. They were heroes turned victims. Passing by, a vehicle passing by lost control and struck them. That driver and Dr. Ray are still in critical condition this afternoon. Sean English, as we reported, had to have his foot amputated. He's awake and doing well, we're told. The teens in the Jeep are okay. The investigation goes on. But check out this video. The entire school over at U of D Jesuit held a special prayer this morning for Sean English, who was a student there. The school tweeted out the video with the hashtag Pray for Sean.
Just heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, a brand new report out tonight says there is a lot of work to be done, but not enough money to pay for it when it comes to fixing Michigan's roads.
Just this morning, a huge pothole opened up here on I-275 right near I-96, and it blew out tires on about 10 cars. And that's just one example of what persists for drivers here in our state. Coco McAboy is live tonight. And Coco, even with the huge bump in road funding, this report says it just isn't enough money.
Yes, Kimberly and Devin, even with the extra funding, things like the gas tax increase and the hike in registration fees, the report says it's not enough, that we still need a lot more money to fix these roads, $3.3 billion to be exact. And the report says a lot of that money needs to come to the city of Detroit.
Have we considered alternative materials? Plastic or something that doesn't just crumble?
Many of us joke about how bad Michigan roads are, but a new report from TRIP says they're going to get even worse over the next few years.
While we made a down payment 2 years ago on our infrastructure, it really requires further investment.
Because
the State Department of Transportation says that currently 20% of its major roads and highways have pavement in poor condition, and they expect that to increase to 46% by 2020.
Rocky Moretti with TRIP says it's partly because of growth in the state.
It's a reflection of the economic growth and the returning vibrancy to the state, but it also means additional wear and tear on the state's roads and bridges.
The report says we need to put a lot more money into our roads and $2 billion towards Detroit roads alone. Resident Franklin Speed agrees.
They're building up these buildings down here, so just put some of that money towards the streets.
The Michigan Department of Transportation released a statement in response to fixing Detroit roads saying, quote, "We are not delaying projects, but there are many projects we've identified on our system statewide. We don't yet have the resources we need to address them." Until they do, officials with TRIP say they will keep talking about our crumbling roads. And the report lists a number of roads in the Detroit area that need to be addressed. We'll put a full list and the full report on our website, clickondetroit.com. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
All right, Coco. We've got more to come this afternoon. Ahead of here at 5. Nick?
I was just talking to a police officer out here in Ann Arbor. Her mother is afraid to drive through roundabouts, and a lot of people are the same way. Well, you're going to get educated. Maybe not the way you want to, though.
If we put it out there right now and we get a little awareness going, I think we're going to be better off.
The brand new program in Washtenaw County that will have police officers looking for drivers, especially the bad ones, in these roundabouts.
Okay, Nick, and there's a new top dog among the big 3 CEOs, who's now the highest paid CEO, and why the news is just a little more special because of something else that's happening today. Hank?
They pay to park at this garage downtown, but the elevators work one day, they're broken the next day. The city said the problem was fixed, but as you'll see, that may not be the case.
New at 6.
A 4-year-old girl on a day trip with her daycare in Detroit ends up lost miles away.
She was upset. Again, it appears to be an unfortunate accident.
Tonight, how social media was used to help reunite this little girl with her mom.
All right, Priya, also a local family at odds with their city over this message of love painted by a child. At 6, why the city says it's got to go.
Parking garage problems exposed, and now the city has a new plan to deal with an issue that seems to not be going away.
Help Me Hank exposed the problem at the Millennium parking garage in March. At that time, the city said the broken elevators would be fixed. Days later, they broke again. Let's get back to Hank. He's been demanding answers. He's live downtown with more on what the city's doing now. Hank?
And Devin, Kimberly, the people that are parking here, they certainly were not happy. That problem was fixed for one day, and then the elevators you see behind me were broken again. This is an 8-floor parking garage. A lot of people simply don't want to have to walk those stairs every day. So we went back to the city and said, we need a permanent solution. We need this problem fixed, and now it is getting done. Here we go again. The elevators at the Millennium parking garage in the heart of downtown Detroit, they've been a constant problem for those who pay to park here. One day they work, the next day they're down. And some are forced to walk 7 or 8 flights of stairs.
This is where we have to park. As long as we've been here, which has been several years, I've always had issues with the elevators.
I parked on 4 today, which I considered a wonder and something good.
Because the elevators are broken, right?
Correct. I only have to walk up to 4 instead of up to 7, 8, or 9.
We met people with physical challenges, pregnant women, seniors, who say walking these stairs isn't always an option, and because they never know if the elevators will be working, making parking plans beforehand almost impossible.
Now I'm pregnant, and so I have to climb up the stairs 6 flights, which is okay because I just tell myself that it's my exercise for the day. But it's really frustrating when you see the elevators working again and you get excited, and then you leave to go home and they're broken again.
When we first exposed the problem in March, the city got right on it. Repairs were made. But days later, the elevators were down again. As you can imagine, people were ticked off. Now the city has a new plan, and it's not a temporary fix. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., a full inspection getting underway. And then the next step will be collecting bids, working to revamp all of the elevators in this garage. I just spoke with Norm White from the city on the phone.
What we're talking about doing is moving forward with a more permanent solution and getting someone in to overhaul the elevators totally.
Yeah.
And then at that point, we'll decide whether to go back into the garages and do the overhaul for the entire garage. We've got to move the elevators forward.
Those who park here ask to be patient. Yes, we know it's frustrating, but the real work now being done to take care of this problem once and for all.
I'm an able-bodied person. Like, I can only imagine the people that really struggle and are older and have to go up and down the stairs. So yeah, there's like nobody that I've been able to get in touch with or a hold of. So it's kind of like radio silence, and you just kind of sit there and wait and wonder, will they ever come back and work for you?
Back out here live. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 a.m., an inspection process taking place on all the elevators here in the parking garage, and then it's going to move to a bidding process. I asked the city, well, is that going to take forever? We know sometimes it can be a lengthy process with these bidding contracts, but they said no. They're going to move this through very quickly, and they anticipate to have all the elevators replaced here sometime this summer. We're live downtown. Hank Winchester, back to you.
Which may not seem quick enough to a lot of those folks who've been dealing with, that's for sure. Yeah. All right, Hank.
And Devin,
sure.
I also want to mention too, if people have issues with elevators like this one or any of the structures within the city, there's a number they can call directly. That is 313-221-2516, and we'll put that number on the Help Me Hank page at clickondetroit.com.
Very important note. All right, Hank.
All right, now to a story developing right now in Detroit's News Center area. Take a live look here. These are pictures from Sky 4 of the Fight Racism, Raise Pay rally. Detroit is one of 24 cities participating in the protest. Hundreds of workers are fighting for $15 an hour and union rights. They are joined by racial justice activists. The march commemorates the 49th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination.
49 years. Wow. Yeah. All right, here comes Ben, and we have the Tigers home opener coming up on Friday, and here you are trying to work snow into the picture.
You know, March was supposed to go out like a lamp.
Yeah. Yes.
Supposed to kind of be smooth sailing by this point. But we've got our hands full by the end of this week, and the snow may be the least of our problems. We'll explain why coming up. The wind is out there today after the showers have dried up. It's out of the west at 17, so that 48-degree air temperature feels a little bit cooler. In fact, we've got wind chills that take these 40-degree numbers that are out there and put them in the 30s in some spots. Right now, 39 is the wind chill in Flint. Pontiac's at 38. 35 is how it feels in Sandusky, and not much better here across the east side with the wind chills just into the low 40s. So not much rain is left. We saw that last push of light rain in the mid-afternoon, and if we've got a couple sprinkles out there, so be it, but they're not going to last much longer. Clouds will hang on tonight. Look what's down here to the south. This is our next system, and as we told you at the top of the show, this is all rain right now, but by the time it gets to us and the cold air starts invading from the north, that combination is going to end up as snow for much of the state of Michigan, especially the lower peninsula. And we'll look at that in the timing here in our forecast. So we get through tonight and really most of tomorrow dry, but the first thing we're going to see is rain. This is Wednesday evening, about sunset. We'll start seeing those showers push in. That should stay in the liquid form until we get into Thursday late. You can see that rain snow line just sort of arcing down right on our west zone as we get into Thursday afternoon. Here's the low that's driving this system. And as that low pulls away, that's going to allow the cold air to start invading. That's going to allow the winds to pick up too. And you can see that we've got snow spreading across the area all of Thursday night, some of that lingering into Friday morning. This is opening day, folks, and we've got the snow, especially in our north zone, as late as 8 a.m. I think that will probably taper off by the time the game starts, but there will be places that have snow on the ground. In fact, a good chunk of us by the time we get into Friday morning. So here's the bottom line on this very bigger system. That snow is going to start Thursday evening. It's going to wrap up Friday morning. Just the liquid out of this, because we're going to see mostly rain to start, is going to be 2 inches. You couple that with wind speeds of 35 to 45 miles per hour, and that with the soggy ground and all that rain could be enough to do some damage across the area. So we'll have to watch for that potential in addition to the snowfall. 39 tonight, at least it's going to be smooth sailing for the evening. Just a couple of those sprinkles out there. We'll look at your 4-zone forecast pretty quickly here. As high temperatures tomorrow are going to be at 54 right at the airport. East side locations are going to be cooler, especially near the lakes where it's only going to be in the 40s. West zone generally in the 50s, and our north zone we're going to see high temperatures tomorrow anywhere between 40 in Lexington and the low 50s down towards M59. So there it is in all its glory as we get towards opening day on Friday. Temperatures will still be in the 40s, we think, there on Thursday, but it's that Thursday night period into Friday that's going to be the problem.
I feel like calling Officer Jabor and having her to come tackle Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
That forecast.
She's got good form. You know?
She sure does.
Got her shoulder
in trouble. Let's get to Blaine Alexander. We'll look at what's coming up next. Blaine.
Today, more fireworks in the claims that President Trump was wiretapped by his predecessor. I'm Blaine Alexander. I'll break it all down for you.
All right, but first, there's a new top dog when it comes to CEOs of the Big Three. We'll tell you who took home the biggest paycheck last year. That story's next.
Police raided his pot shop, seized his bank accounts, and charged him with crimes.
They arrested me and told me I'm being charged with selling marijuana because I own a dispensary.
Now the criminal charge has been thrown out by a judge, but he still can't get his money and stuff back.
It totally destroys it. They basically took my livelihood from me. My whole life as I knew it is gone.
What prosecutors and police say about this controversial case tomorrow at 5 on Local 4.
Where conflict.
General Motors CEO Mary Barra has a new distinction. She was the highest paid Big Three executive in 2016. Compensation reports from Detroit's Big Three automakers show Barra was the highest paid. She received more than $22.5 million in salary and stock bonuses. Mark Fields of Ford was not far behind, receiving just over $22 million. Sergio Marchionne of Fiat Chrysler had compensation of more than $10.5 million for the year 2016. And making that story a little more special, today is National Equal Pay Day.
Yeah, Equal Pay Day began in 1996, held every April to symbolize how far into the year women have to work to earn what men do the previous year. Women make on average 80% on the dollar paid to white men. The wage gap even more for minority women. It's a fight continuing more than a half century after President Kennedy signed the Equal Pay Act back in 1963.
When you see these numbers about unequal pay, it's a reminder that our country and our society has a long way to go.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill reintroduced legislation today aimed at narrowing that wage gap by eliminating loopholes in the Equal Pay Act. The Paycheck Fairness Act has been introduced before, but it has fallen short thus far.
New at 5:30.
April showers and Mayflowers mean one thing. Allergy season is on the way. Ahead in Good Health, the simple steps you can take right now to keep spring allergies at bay.
It's only getting worse. A chemical attack in Syria leaves dozens dead, many of them children.
Believe it or not, there are some people who completely avoid roundabouts. They're just too afraid. They don't know how to do all of it. Well, there's a new enforcement program that's lasting a month that started today, and you should know about it.
Watch We live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
Regulating roundabouts. They can be confusing and scary to people who've never seen them before. And now, police in one Metro Detroit County are working to make them safer. You may see police officers staked out at roundabouts over in Washtenaw County over the next month.
And that is because there is new enforcement trying to get people to use them correctly. As Nick Monticelli reports, it's easier said than done.
Well, here's the bottom line. When it comes to these roundabouts, some people know exactly what they're doing, but there are others who don't. And that's what this program was about. It's all about education, not necessarily citations.
So we're going to start right down here.
I'm sure you've seen operations like this, looking for drunk drivers, texting while driving, seatbelt enforcement, and more.
Eastbound failed to yield in the roundabout.
But you probably haven't seen this, roundabout enforcement.
This is a pretty basic one. But you get some of these with multiple lanes and with multiple directions, and they just kind of panic.
Sergeant Dave Archer is leading this operation with help from the Michigan State Police, Ann Arbor Police, and Pittsfield Township. He says they see crashes in these all the time, and almost every time it's because someone did not yield. The rule is yield to traffic inside and use the proper lane.
If a car that's coming has to slow down in any way, technically that's failed to yield.
Motor 27, traffic stop.
Even in just the first few minutes, there were a few stops.
Hello there, sir. I'm Officer Petterly with the Ann Arbor Police Department. I'm stopping you today for in that roundabout. You failed to yield to the oncoming vehicle.
I have a problem in there.
You have a problem with the roundabouts?
The point of this, though, is education, but
if there is a truly close encounter or egregious violation, like you mentioned, some tickets could be issued.
It's better to know what to do instead of them telling you when it's too late.
If we put it out there right now and we get a little awareness going, I think we're going to be better off.
In Ann Arbor, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, Washtenaw County has 18 roundabouts. They're expecting more, and the enforcement is going to run all month long.
Time now to take a look at our rainy forecast, and boy,
worse and worse.
And I know, I can't believe we're talking about snow this week.
We're going to keep going round and around here
Oh.
and not getting out of this. The end of the week is looking ominous, I think is a good way to describe it. But the winter storm watches have just been posted this afternoon for the northern part of the Lower Peninsula. This runs from Alpena, including Big Rapids, Mount Pleasant. See all these counties shaded in blue. They're expecting 6 to 8 inches of snow within this blue shaded area. They're also looking at wind speeds of up to 45 miles an hour. So even though there's not a blizzard watch by name, they could be seeing blizzard conditions in this area as we get into Thursday. And of course, that snow is gradually going to make its way towards Detroit. Even though we don't have any advisories for us right now, looks like we could be ending up with accumulating snow Thursday night into Friday. First things first, though, we still got some gusty winds out there. They've topped 30 miles an hour at times this afternoon. Still at 29 there in Mount Clemens, 24 down in Monroe, and 25 miles an hour at Metro. So wind chills are in the 30s, but air temperatures are in the 40s and should stay there through the evening. Most of that rain's gone, save for just a couple areas of drizzle. Those should be gone here in the next couple hours. We'll show you what the rest of the really 72 hours holds going towards the end of the week, coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. United Nations says it cannot confirm reports of a chemical weapon attack in Syria, at least not yet.
Video from the scene shows the suffering of those who survived, many of them children. Medical Relief Agency in the town of northern Syria reports more than 80 dead and 350 injured. Syria denies it is using chemical weapons, but medical relief workers say survivors are experiencing fainting, vomiting, and foaming at the mouth. The White House has condemned the bombing as a heinous attack. A suicide bomber was behind the deadly subway attack in St. Petersburg, according to Russian officials. Today, Russian investigators said the attack was carried out by a 22-year-old man from Kyrgyzstan. The bomb detonated Monday on the St. Petersburg metro, was made of nails and ball bearings. Police also found and defused a second bomb at another station. Meantime, the death toll has risen to 14. Dozens more were injured.
A top Obama administration official vehemently denying any wrongdoing in requesting to see the names of Trump confidants caught up in foreign surveillance. In an exclusive interview on MSNBC today, former National Security Advisor Susan Rice said she wasn't trying to use that information for political gain. Well, Republicans say they want Rice to tell her story to investigators. Blaine Alexander has more from Washington. Blaine?
Well, Devin, let's first break down why this matters. Now, keep in mind, President Trump and his team have long said that there are leaks when it comes to national security, and now new reports are alleging that some of those could have possibly come from former Obama officials. Well, today, Susan Rice unequivocally said that is false. Today, former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice under fire and on defense, denying that she played politics with the names of Trump associates who were caught up in foreign surveillance.
The allegation is that somehow Obama administration officials utilized intelligence for political purposes. That's absolutely false.
In an exclusive interview with NBC's Andrea Mitchell, she said she didn't have the power to unmask or identify names and never revealed them publicly.
I leaked nothing to nobody.
Her adamant denial coming exactly 1 month after the president's explosive tweets accusing former President Obama of wiretapping Trump Tower. Today, Rice said those claims are flat out false. And on unmasking, she said that she requested identities all the time and always kept the names confidential.
Sometimes in that context, in order to understand the importance of the report and assess its significance, it was necessary to find out or request the information as to who that U.S. official was.
President Trump today, speaking at an event for trade unions, was silent on the issue.
We're a nation of builders.
But this morning retweeted this headline from Drudge Report. Rice ordered spy docs on Trump, and some Republicans want Rice to explain under oath.
It should be concerning for Democrats and Republicans, and that she should come in and testify.
Rice standing her ground, saying she was acting solely within her duties to protect the American people. Now, keep in mind, Susan Rice is the same Obama official who came under fire for initially denying that Benghazi was a terror attack, statements that ignited years of controversy. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine. In Connecticut, a college student is dead after choking during a pancake eating contest.
20-year-old Caitlin Nelson died Sunday, 3 days after competing in a sorority-sponsored contest at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield. A pancake became impacted in her throat, blocking her airway. Nursing students and first responders tried to clear the blockage, but were unable to.
Everyone felt for her family and her friends and her sorority and everything. Everyone was hurting.
During the pancake eating contest, she began to choke. It was immediately observed by one of the nursing students that she was in distress.
Officials at the university are calling Nelson's death a tragic accident. The Georgia Department of Transportation will complete reconstruction of the I-85 bridge earlier than originally expected.
It's a good thing given the traffic load in Atlanta. A section of the bridge collapsed after a massive fire last week. It was deemed arson. In fact, a man is now charged with it. Officials said the bridge is going to be rebuilt by mid-June. That's just 10 weeks away. The original timeline was by the end of the year, you may recall. State officials say the contractor has financial incentives that will help to complete the project early.
UPS says it will begin delivering your packages on Saturdays. Online shoppers are rejoicing after the news. UPS says it will expand its drop-off delivery schedule to Saturday beginning in November this year, just in time for that holiday shipping season. This means more help will be needed. The schedule change is expected to create 6,000 new jobs nationwide by the end of 2018. Hiring at UPS underway now. The Detroit Police Department holds a recruiting event to attract interested candidates, and Police Chief James Craig was on hand to help kick that event off.
You know, I've been in the business now approaching my 40th year. Started here, 19 years old like the sheriff, a couple of years out of high school, 19 years, now 40 years later. I would tell you if it had not been for this department, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Recruitment kicked off at 9 this morning and it ended about a half an hour ago. A Michigan couple takes their love to new heights, and we mean that. Sunday, while more than 550 feet above the Mackinac Straits on top of a tower on the Mackinac Bridge, Darren Kolatsky popped the question to his girlfriend Kaylee Mansfield, and she said yes. Good thing, because up there is no place to hear no. The couple have been together 6 years. They've got a 4-year-old son. Turns out the Mighty Mac is a perfect place to meet them in the middle because Darren is from Sheboygan and Kaylee is from Sault Ste. Marie. Get what they did there?
Long-distance romance.
Pretty sweet.
I like that.
Nice picture. Now, if you're wondering, the towers are not open to tours, but the state does issue more than 24 passes a year. Those are things like charity raffles and auctions and things like that.
So on top of that, he planned ahead.
He had it together. Very nicely done. Well, it's the video that proves just how dangerous it is to strap a mattress on the roof of your car.
Ahead here at 5:30, the near miss caught on camera that could have easily proven deadly.
And it's considered the most grueling race in the world. New tonight, what this man just finished that only a handful have ever done. Doc?
Well, the warmer weather could bring an earlier start to allergy season. What you can start doing right now to keep your allergies at bay, that's next in Good Health.
Watch New at 6.
A family in Taylor is outraged after the city tells them this painting that's been up for 2 years has to come down. Hear more from the family and how the city is responding.
It's called Go Detroit, and it's part of the reason our city is one of the next great hubs of innovation.
And I've had people tell me Detroit feels like Silicon Valley 30 years ago.
Where do the great ideas come from? I'll show you.
All right, Steve, but now to Good Health. Springtime brings sunshine and warm breezes eventually, but also misery for millions of Americans who suffer from seasonal allergies.
But being prepared can put you on the road to relief. Dr. Frank McGeorge has more on how to alleviate allergy misery. I think a lot of people would appreciate this.
Hopefully, Karen and Devin, you know, the allergy season has started early because of the warm surge that we experienced in February and March. Earlier than most people have expected, tree pollens began to increase a couple weeks ago. And for people that live in some of our more wooded areas, you need to get ready for sneezing and itching. Spring has sprung and sneezing, itching, and sniffling are in full swing. Early in the spring, trees are the biggest culprit.
Springtime allergies typically involves trees. So the tree pollen is one of the major outdoor inhalant allergens.
Dr. Lily Pien says keeping an eye on the weather forecast and being prepared with your medications goes a long way toward preventing and relieving symptoms.
Should there be a warm day, you want to make sure you have the medications and don't need to run out and be exposed. You really want to have them ahead of time.
Once you've determined what pollens trigger your allergies, avoid them whenever possible, and that means keeping windows closed.
When they are blooming, and if they're blowing into the house, then you have exposure both indoors and outdoors, and that gives the individual no relief.
When avoiding pollen isn't practical, over-the-counter allergy medicines are the next line of defense.
There are oral antihistamine pills that people can get over the counter that previously were prescription. There's also nasal steroid sprays that were prescription in the past and now are available over the counter.
If over-the-counter medicines don't bring relief, talk to your doctor about prescription options or allergy shots. Now, the weather plays a big role in local allergy conditions. Rain can reduce the pollen count by washing pollen from the air, providing some temporary relief. On the other hand, though, more rain in the spring makes grass grow faster, producing more grass pollen. And when tree and grass pollen seasons overlap, that is a double whammy of allergy misery, which often occurs in April and then throughout May.
And if you're susceptible to mold spores, I guess the
rain doesn't help either.
Doesn't help either. Yeah,
exactly.
Man, it's a mess. All right, Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
Well, Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett doesn't need to do product endorsements. His net worth is somewhere around $74 billion. He's fine. But he is endorsing Coca-Cola, becoming the literal face of Cherry Coke for its launch in China.
A cartoon of Buffett is on a special edition of Cherry Coke cans all over the country. The 86-year-old who claims that drinking 5 Cokes a day is his secret to staying young says he's doing it for free, but Berkshire Hathaway is Coca-Cola's largest single shareholder.